Hello everyone. In the previous class, I discussed about momentum. Momentum means mass into velocity. Means we can say momentum is the product of mass and velocity. Okay. Today's topic that Newton's second law of motion. Before explaining Newton's second law of motion, I will explain here some basic term. Some basic term like that change in mass, change in momentum and different related things. Okay. First of all, I am telling here meaning of change. Meaning of change. Okay. Listen here. We can say if I have a body, so simply this body is at A point, clear, and second point, that is what? B, means body has a some motion and this body is moving from A point to B point. We can say this point is what? 5.1 and this point is what? 5.5. okay, so we can say here at a point A, body has a velocity is what? V1. At a point B, body has a velocity that is what? V2. So how much change? And how will you find out the change in the velocity? Listen one thing, what will we do? We will subtract from V2 minus V1. Means we can say 5.5 minus 5.1. We will get here 0.4. This much change we will get in velocity from A point to B point, and we will denote that change by delta, and we are talking about velocity, then we will write here velocity. So we can say velocity change is equal to what? Delta V is equal to 0.4. okay, and as same like it, we will talk about momentum. We can say there if has the body initial momentum, that is what? P1, and final momentum is what? P2. So how will you find out the change in momentum? So simply you can say P2 minus P1 is equal to what? Delta P. This change we will get here. Okay or not? Okay. One thing I am going to tell here that momentum is a vector quantity. Momentum is a vector quantity because we can say momentum has a both magnitude as well as direction. Magnitude as well as direction. Clear? So same thing, if initial momentum is equal to what? P1 is equal to how much? We can say 5 kilogram meter per second. And final momentum we can say that is what? 5.1 kilogram meter per second. Okay or not? Okay. So simply how will you find out change? So what will you do? Final momentum minus initial momentum. We will get here delta P, and delta P is equal to what? 5.1 minus 5. So we will get here 0.1 kilogram meter per second. That much change we will observe here from point 1, means from momentum P1 to P2. Okay, and we know all that momentum means P is equal to what? Mass into velocity. Mass into velocity. If we will change momentum, what will we do? We will write here delta P. In this case also we will write here delta V. Then what is the meaning of this delta? If we are writing this delta in front of both terms, we can say in front of M also, in front of V also. So we can say it will be like it, delta M into delta V. Okay or not? Okay. But I am talking about, means if I am writing delta M in front of it, if I am writing delta in front of M and I am writing delta in front of V, means we can say both are changeable. Both are changeable. Both are getting change, some change. But one thing, both are changeable. Clear? But one thing you can include in this case, if this is delta M, this is delta V. So simply see here, I have again 2 points. This is A point, this is B point. I am taking one body, so simply its mass is how much? M. Its velocity here how much? V1. Clear? So we can say at this the final point, when body will reach at this point, so I will change, I can take velocity of a body is what? V2. Then mass will be what? Mass will be what? It will remain same. it will remain same. When body will move with a particular velocity, that velocity which will be very very smaller than that of the velocity of light, so on that time we can say mass will remain same, body can be changeable. If we can say body mass is here how much, 100 kilogram, and velocity how much, 5 meter per second. If body will reach at point B, so at that point body mass will remain same, means 100 kilogram, velocity can be 5, 50, 100, 10, anything else. Okay or not? Okay, but we can include here velocity is changeable but mass is not, changes from point to another point, it will not vary point to point. So we can say we will not write here delta m, we will write here only delta v. So this relation becomes that P is equal to m is not changeable, means it is a constant, then it will come out from delta, then we will write delta v. So we can say delta P is equal to m delta v. This is our main relation of momentum. So we will talk about the change in momentum, on that time we will talk about in change in the velocity only for a particular one body, means mass will remain same, mass will not be changed in any situation, in any case. But if body will move with the velocity of light and outside from the earth, on that time you can say with the velocity concept mass will change, then this statement can be true. When body will move with the velocity of light, because when you will increase a velocity up to the velocity of light, then body mass will change, means mass also will increase. But at the earth surface mass will remain same, means it will not be changed. Okay, so we can say here that delta P is equal to m delta V. Okay, taking second concept, we can say this is point A, this is point B. At this point velocity is v1, at this point velocity is v2. Okay or not? Okay, we can say this is 5, we can say this is 5.1 meter per second, this also 5.1 meter per second. Okay, how much change you will get? Listen here, what will you do? We will subtract v2 minus v1, that is what, 5.1 minus 5, we can say that is 0.1 meter per second. That much change we will get in the velocity only. Okay or not? Okay, this is the simple understanding. But one thing, listen, if this is a v1, v1 is initial point, means first point now, and v2 is the second point. If v1 is the first point, so we can say this will be the initial point. So initial point, so at initial point velocity will be what, initial velocity. Okay or not? Okay, if we can say this is the v2, v2 means what, final point, so this will be the final velocity. Okay or not? Okay, so we can say if this is the initial velocity, so initial velocity we can denote by u. If this v2 is final velocity, we can denote final velocity by v. Okay or not? Okay, or we know that delta v is equal to what, v2 minus what, v1. So we can say v2 is what, v, and v1 is equal to u. So you can say delta v is equal to v minus u. This is our main equation in change in velocity. So we can denote, we can write change in velocity, that is delta v is equal to v minus u. Okay or not? Okay, and we will talk about acceleration. So simply acceleration is what, we know that acceleration is what, change in velocity upon what, time. Time also changeable, but we know that it is varying quantity, variable quantity, so no need to write the delta, because this is the particular understanding term. Okay, so we can say there, so this change in velocity, we will write that what, delta v upon t, and we know that delta v is equal to v minus u. Okay or not? Okay, this is our main and particular term which will be helpful in the case of Newton's second law of motion. So we can say A is equal to v minus u by t. A is equal to v minus u by t. Okay or not? Okay, now after that we will start our second topic, that is the Newton's second law of motion. One thing before starting the second topic, second concept, Newton's second law of motion, I am explaining the meaning of all terms, and simple I am writing the term. First term is there what, momentum. Momentum is equal to what, P, delta P is equal to what, m delta v, and second term is equal to what, A is equal to what, v minus u divided by t. We will take help of both terms. Okay, next thing. Now I am explaining one more term also, proportionality. Proportionality. This term I will explain. Listen, I can say x, this is the symbol of proportionality. Clear? Like that. Okay. If I will say there x directly proportional to y, what is the meaning of it? Means if I will increase in y, to along with it I will get increase in the x also. If I am saying here y is equal to 5.1, along with it I will get x equal to 3. If I will take 5 equal to 5.10, along with it I will get x is equal to 3.10. Okay, y is equal to 15, along with it x is equal to 10. Okay, so we can say that x also going to increase along with y. So we can say x directly proportional to y. X directly proportional to y. Okay, if I will talk inversely proportional. So inversely proportional means what? X 1 upon y. This is x inversely proportional to y. X inversely proportional to y meaning is what? If I will increase in y, x will decrease. Both are inversely. Inversely means opposite. This is directly proportional. This is inversely proportional. X directly proportional to y means x will increase. Along with it, y also will increase. If this is in inversely proportional relation, y will increase. Along with it, x will decrease. Okay, this is inversely proportional relation. Then how we will solve this proportionality? If x directly proportional to y, when we will remove this proportionality, we will get what? One constant number we will write here. Okay, so we can say x equal to k y. I am writing here that constant number k. You can write p, q, c, anything else, it depends on you, but I am taking here k. So if I am writing here x directly proportional to p, so I can write x is equal to k p. When I will remove proportionality, then after removing it we will get equality and constant number, constant function. Okay, clear? So listen one thing, if you will move in opposite side, when you will remove this constant value, what will you write? You can write that is x, means both are reverse to each other. If you will remove proportionality, equal to k you will get. If you will remove equal to k, then again you will get proportionality. If it is directly connected, so we can say this is the directly proportional. If it is opposite connection with other variable, so you can say here both are indirectly, means inversely. Indirectly proportional means inversely proportional. Okay or not? Okay, so these three things you have to keep in your mind. Number one means acceleration, number two momentum, and number three proportionality. So in the case of Newton, second law of motion. So now I am starting Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law of motion. Clear? So first of all, I am telling the statement of it. Listen, the rate of change of momentum, the rate of change of momentum of a body with respect to time is directly proportional to the net external force acting on the body and take place in the direction of the force. Listen, understand the meaning of it. The rate of change of momentum. Change of momentum means delta p of a body with respect to time is directly proportional to the net external force. Why we are taking external force? Because if we have a body, we will apply force on a body externally or not. We will apply only force on the body externally. Internal force we will not take. If we will apply a force on this body from outer part, external part, so what will happen? This body start moving in the forward direction. The body starts moving in the forward direction. So you can say there that force include in the external force. Clear? Directly proportional external force of a body take place in the direction of force. Okay, the meaning of statement is what? Force directly proportional to the change in momentum with respect to time. This is the meaning of Newton's second law. Means we can say force directly proportional change in momentum with respect to time, per unit time. So this statement we can include, this is the meaning of this statement in the mathematical form. Okay or not? Okay, so we can say there force directly proportional to the delta p upon delta t. So we will use here, first point is what? Directly proportional. Second, I told you what? Change in momentum. And third, that is the change in acceleration. All those 3 points which I explained, we will use here. Okay or not? Okay, so we can say F directly proportional to delta p upon delta t. Okay, so listen one thing, we know F directly proportional to delta p upon delta t. Okay, and we know that delta p is what? Change in momentum. Change in momentum means p2 minus p1. Okay or not? Okay, clear now? p2 minus p1. Listen, let that is p1. So we can say initial momentum, that is what? p1, or p1 is equal to what? Mass into initial velocity is what? U. Initial velocity is what? U. Second thing, final momentum. Proof. Final momentum is what? p2. Then we can say p2 is equal to what? Mass into final velocity. So change in momentum is equal to what? Delta p. You can say delta p is equal to what? p2 minus p1. What is p2? p2 is equal to what? Mass into velocity. p2 is equal to what? Mass into velocity, minus p1 is equal to what? Mass into initial velocity. Okay or not? Okay, so we can say what? We can say here what? M you can take common, then you can say v minus u. Okay or not? Okay, delta p is equal to, or I explained the previous topic, that is the v minus u means final velocity minus initial velocity is equal to what? Delta p. So we can say delta p is equal to what? Mass instead of that is v minus u means this is final velocity minus initial velocity is equal to change in velocity v. So instead of v minus u, you can write what? Delta v. Then it becomes delta v. So we can say delta p is equal to m delta v. This is our main relation. Okay, so we can say this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. So right here, from equation 1 and equation 2, we know that from equation 1, F directly proportional to delta p by t. Okay, F directly proportional to delta p divided by t. Okay students, so F directly proportional to delta p divided by t, and we know that delta p is equal to what? m delta v, means mass is constant, and we can say changeable, we will get change in velocity from initial to final. So we can say f from equation 1 and 2 put here, so we can get here m delta v divided by t. Okay or not okay? Okay or not okay? Or I told you that acceleration is equal to what? Change in velocity upon time, or this change in velocity is equal to what? A v minus u delta v by t. Clear? So we can say A is equal to delta v by t. So we can replace this delta v by t by this A. So we can say F directly proportional to m A. So we can say F directly proportional to m into A. Or I told you that when you will remove this proportionality, if we can say x directly proportional to y, if you want to remove this proportionality, then constant will come here. So same thing here, F, remove this proportionality, k will come here. K will come here. Clear? So if we will apply external force in air, simple air medium, then on that time we will take k is equal to 1. We will take what? K is equal to 1. So we can say F1 into ma. So this one you can remove, then we will get mass into acceleration. This is our Newton's second law. Means Newton's second law means explained about the force only. Clear? Means according to Newton's second law, we will get force is equal to mass into, force is equal to what? Mass into acceleration. Okay, means this force depends on two things. Number one is what? Mass, or force depends on what? Acceleration. Acceleration. Okay or not okay? Okay or not okay? I am taking here one example related to it, that if mass is constant, we can say F is equal to ma. If mass is constant, I told you that when you will remove proportionality, constant will come, and when you will remove constant, then again proportionality will come. So same thing, if mass is constant, so we can say if we will remove this one, then we will get force directly proportional to acceleration. Means more acceleration, more force, less acceleration means less force. We can say here one example. Suppose there are two identical blocks. One is A, second is what? B. One is A, second is what? B. You are asked to bring block A to a velocity of 0.25 meter per second. 0.25 meter per second in 5 seconds. In 5 seconds. Okay or not okay? While your friend has been asked to bring the block B to a velocity of 2 meter per second, 2 meter per second to 2 meter per second to anything within again 5 seconds. Okay or not okay? Both of you will have to exert a force on the block, but your friend will have to apply a greater force than what you will have to. Okay, you have to produce an acceleration at, okay, in this case initial acceleration means initially block means at point A, we will include point A. We can say initially block is at rest position. Both blocks are at rest position. So we can say in this case initial velocity is 0 meter per second, and final means what? V is equal to what? 0.25 meter per second, and we can say time is how much? 5 seconds. So we can say acceleration is equal to what? Final minus initial upon time. We will get how much? We will get how much? 0.05 meter per second square. Okay. For second block, we can say in this case also initial velocity equal to 0, final how much? 2 meter per second. Okay, then time same, we can say 5 seconds. Then acceleration will be v minus u upon t, then 5 minus what? 0, initial, that is 2 minus 0 divided by 5, we will get 2 by 5 means 0.4 meter per second square. Okay or not okay? So it means that its velocity is 2 meter per second, its velocity is what, 0.25 meter per second. We will get acceleration how much, 0.05 meter per second square, and in this case we will get 0.4 meter per second square. So we can see here block B means on this point Y will apply their more force in respect of this. So we can say if in this case we will get here more acceleration, so we can say force value will be more, or in this case what, less acceleration, so we can say their force value will be less here, so we can say force directly proportional to acceleration. Okay, in the case of mass also, if you have a two block, we can say their number one is what, A, second is what, B, so we can say its mass is what, less, its mass is what, more. Okay, for making second body into the motion, second block into the motion, we need their more force. So we can say there, if mass will be the more, so on that time also we need their more force. Okay, so we can say this force depends on two factors. One is what, mass, second is what, acceleration. So this is the simple explanation regarding to the Newton's second law of motion. Okay students.